Hey guys and ghouls, welcome back to the Cozy Ghost. I'm your host October, and welcome back to the Beginner's Guide. We are playing a game called Ready, Set, Fish. Okay. Nice textures all around. Oh, okay, I can still walk. Whee!
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle.
Is it?
Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Oh. What?
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Oh.
You're gonna see it a lot.
Okay. I mean, it's a good puzzle. I panicked for a second. I was like, oh god. I like these dots. That's an interesting puzzle, actually. I kind of like that. Whee! No stairs, so you can never go back up. Although I can jump. Can't jump in the Stanley Parable. Oh. What?
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough.
Sure.
Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay. Enter. Whoa.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same. Is that most of the time, you don't get to know what you're missing. Or
Yeah.
even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player.
Sure.
So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think we're supposed to understand. A game creator is not going to hide all of this stuff if the player is supposed to see it or not supposed to see it. And in the first game he was talking about, you actually do get to the room. You just have to be patient. It's the impatience that reveals the fact you're not exiting. Oh, wait, what? Let me go back. What was I entering? Oh, I do like this texture. It's very realistic. Feels like I'm in a horror game with those flashlights that only go so far.
So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow.
Maybe,
It could
maybe
even
not.
be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them.
Sure.
And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Sure. The Great and Lovely Descent. Okay. I fuck with it. Especially since the shading lets you know that there's... Oh. We're slow moving this time. Either that or the space is huge. I have a feeling the space is
Let's talk about
huge.
video game development for a second.
Yeah.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Yep, the Streetwise Fool.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors.
Sure.
That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Oh, man. Sure. I can understand that.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making.
Oh.
You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Oh, wow. oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Well, I guess there really isn't any punishment for falling. Especially since there's something that you're trying to get to. Okay. Well, there I go. Oh! Ooh, the invisible wall pushed me. Okay. Well, I was not supposed to fall all the way down, I don't think, but still very cool. Oh yeah, that's a lot of stepping stones that I've passed. But this is a cool staircase set. I have a feeling this is... I don't know. Never mind. Ignore what I was going to say. Oh, I can't go in here? Boo, invisible walls. Ooh, stairs now, so I can go back. Hello? No. No. Okay. This is like a corral. Oh, great. This would be a fantastic time to find out this is a horror game. Oh. Oh. Hold on. I wasn't... Oh, what? No! I don't want to go to jail. Oh, man.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Wow.
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Sure. I wonder why. Why an hour?
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable.
I guess it
whether
depends.
It means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible?
I mean, if it's an art
so
form.
we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
I mean, games, especially if games are like an art form, they really don't have to be playable. I mean, if you're trying to sell it, it should be playable, but if you're just making games, they really just can be whatever you want. Like any art form, it can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to appease other people. So I can understand, oh, it's so pretty. I can understand where he's coming from, and that, like, if you want it to be played by people, you might want it to be playable, but also it doesn't have to be. Like, there's an achievement in Stanley Parable called, oh, I don't remember what it's called, but basically it's where you don't play the game for 10 years. That's the achievement. So, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't really matter if something is playable.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Well, don't tell me that.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over.
I mean,
I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
it's a fairly simple puzzle, but it also is a trusting thing. You have to trust that the lever is going to be on the other side, because if not, then you're just trapped. So there's a certain layer of trust that has to go with that puzzle. Trust and maybe naivete, because at some point, I have a feeling there's going to be some point where there is no second lever. So it's like trust and then manipulation. Ooh, hello.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Okay. There was an enormous prison I spent hours in. That's the world above. You've been there. Now, this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Coda doesn't want these people to know how to get through. Okay. I'm gonna say... I don't remember. You must think harder. Please, try to remember. It's so important that we get out of here. We must escape this prison. Can you think harder? There must be something more. Please, tell us how to reach the end. Interesting. There's a crackling fire. But I'm not gonna tell them, am I? Ooh, here we are again. Ooh, we can't go through, can we? Oh, yes we can. Hi! How did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? No, I've been right here this entire time. I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. Who are you? Just go hang out there in the blackness for a little bit. You may not like it at first, but it'll grow on you. Eventually. Interesting. Yeah, there's the emptiness and the fact that you have to trust. In my opinion, at least. I will be sharing my interpretation of this game.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
As we go through. Just like this guy. But he and I will not agree on everything. I can already see. Oh, interesting. Oh, pretty. This is a nice design, actually. That's terrifying. Oh, I can't go back. Sorry.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something.
Okay.
He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them.
Sure.
And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay. I mean, I like the lamppost. Lampposts are very good symbols. There's the lamppost in the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe that's very important. April 2009. But they usually just... This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All the notes you see are left by other players. Oh, this is pretty. Nice room. Not. Oh, that's rude. It is a nice room, though. I actually like this room.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet.
Oh.
All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
How do you beat this game?
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played.
No point to this.
This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up.
Okay.
I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing.
Whoa.
So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic.
Sure.
But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me.
It happens.
And I cooled off eventually.
Sure. I think I'm going to end this episode here because I have a feeling I'm going to spend a lot of time reading these little notes, and I feel like that's just enough for its own episode. So I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this game because I really am. I really love game development, and I really want to go into game design, so this is just really fun for me. But if this game isn't fun for you guys, I totally understand. Please let me know how you feel about it down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!